What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and we need to talk about Clove stock because it is crashing hard this morning on actual good news, right? There's no reason news-wise why this should be crashing, but it is nevertheless. So let's take a look at the chart. We have it right here, and we can see that we are down about 10% on the day. And this has a lot of Clove investors very disappointed because a lot of us were thinking that this would be the big run up, right? Yesterday we moved up from 891. We were hitting highs of 1113, and people thought that we would continue running today on this upwards trajectory that we had formed over the past couple of days and start making new highs potentially over, potentially tomorrow after the health conference that CLOV is doing with Wells Fargo. Potentially we could be not necessarily just in one day, but that could set us on the trajectory to hit new highs above $28.85 where we were previously. Now, what happened with CLOV this morning and why is it crashing? That's what we're going to talk about. And then we're also going to talk about my trading plan with it because, as some of you know, if you watched my last video, I had a trading plan. I was going to be buying in this morning if it was around the $10, $11, $12 range. And then I never actually had the opportunity to do that because my stop loss was $10, which is where I was going to sell CLOV after I'd gotten in. And it already broke $10 before I even had the opportunity to get in. It broke it in the first 4 minutes. So I never actually ended up taking that trade. But we're going to talk a little bit about my new trading plan regarding CLOV because I am still bullish on this. I think that there is a way that CLOV could come back. Now, first off, let's talk about the good news that CLOV had this morning. We can see that CLOV, just at 9 a.m., revealed some news that they were integrating their Clover assistant with athenahealth network. So that's, it's a partnership. It's good for their business model overall. There's not too much that we're going to find out about the revenue for this until their next earnings call. However, it's almost certainly a good thing, right? They're not going to lose much money on it. They're only expanding their business model, and this is good news. And you know this is good news because at 9 a.m. this was released, and you can actually see on the chart that at 9, this stock started spiking a bit on this news. You can see we were at 1033, and we spiked all the way up to 1060, 1070 something, 1077 were the highs we got from that before CLOV continued downward trending. Now, CLOV had been upward trending the prior day and had kind of been flat in the aftermarket for the most part, right? We dipped or we pumped up a touch and then we kind of remained flat. And we've been in a bit of a downtrend actually all of today's trading. Ever since 4 a.m. when the market opened, we dipped down, tried to make a recovery, couldn't quite reach the same highs that we were at. And then we continued trending down and that just accelerated as soon as the market opened. Now, what's happening with CLOV here is likely that a lot of people have been bag holding this. A lot of institutions potentially have been buying up shares right beforehand because we have noticed, actually, if you look at the short interest, right? A couple videos ago, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, CLOV's short interest was much higher than this. It was around 18, maybe even 20%. And now it's at 15%. So obviously some institutions have closed their short positions and potentially they were taking up long positions back when CLOV was in the $7 to $8, $9 range. And they are likely the ones who are taking profits because I know the retail investors are a lot more patient than the institutions, right? The institutions want a quick profit. They want to make their 10, 20, 30% real quick. And the retail investors are the ones who want to hold and have diamond hands and make 100, 200, 300% on their stock. Now, that doesn't always work out, right? In situations like this where the stock actually ends up tanking, then you end up losing 10%. However, over the long term, you can end up making a lot more, which is why I tend to prefer holding long term, at least in some accounts, right? I do like to have a balance. I like to have some trading accounts, which is what I would have been taking this CLOV trade on. But I also have a long term account where I hold CLOV long term. Now, I do think that there is an opportunity for CLOV to continue moving up, especially tomorrow because of the Wells Fargo Health Conference that they'll be having. Now, obviously, I have to readjust my trading plan because we broke through $10, which is what my stop loss was. And obviously, I can't use that as a stop loss since we've already broken it. So my new plan is I want to see that CLOV is no longer experiencing downward pressure. I don't want them to be on a downward trend when I take the trade. I'm not trying to pick the bottom. I'm not trying to get CLOV at the absolute lowest price possible. I want a trade with a high probability of success. And I will think that CLOV has a high probability of success as soon as it holds and breaks above $10. I want to see a break above 10 and a hold above 10, not just a little blip like this, like we saw earlier. I want to see CLOV break above 10 and hold there for at least several minutes, right? Probably 10 minutes. And if we can do that, that is when I would take the trade. And I would actually be marking my new stop loss to whatever lows CLOV makes prior to that, right? If CLOV drops to 950 and then starts trending up and holds above 10, then my new stop loss would be at 950. I would then say, all right, if CLOV ever breaks below that, that's when I would sell out. And that is how you manage risk properly. At least that's how I like to manage my risk, because that way, I'm taking the risk that I'm buying CLOV at 10 and it drops to 950 and then I'm clean, I'm out. And it potentially could be running up double, triple. It could be going much higher than 10. So that's a good risk reward, in my opinion. You're not taking that much risk on the downside, a lot of potential reward on the upside. So, obviously I would have to readjust that if CLOV really kept dropping a ton and made it down to lows of like $8 or even $7. But I do not expect that to be the case, because we do have most likely great news coming tomorrow during the health conference. So I do expect that we'll start trending up, hopefully. I mean, it's going to be tough over the course of today just because there's so much downwards pressure, but I will definitely be keeping my eye on CLOV and looking out for a buying opportunity with this one, because I am bullish on the stock and I've been watching it for a very long time. And I think that this is the best chance that we have had yet to actually break out of this $10 resistance level that we've been suffering from for so long. So that's what I have for you guys today. If you've enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it if you wanted to do that. So have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.